So today I'm going to teach you how to make an infusion. So an infusion is when you take a certain herb like nettle, like this is nettle leaf right here, so organic nettle leaf. And what happens is that we put it, an ounce of this in about a liter of water, and then we put it in an airtight jar like this, right? So basically you can see that it basically, well, airtight, and you can clasp it down, whatever, overnight. And what we'll do is we'll put the leaf in here, put boiling hot water, and then you leave it for 4 hours or overnight. So it's a great way to supplement your diet with nutritious stuff from plants and herbs. And the weeds that we have, like stinging nettle, is extremely potent in giving life force, increasing blood flow and pumps. And I have noticed that it does give you that little bit of grit, that energy for the gym. But it's a natural sustaining energy that lasts for a longer period of time. So I will put a link down below of where I've got this information from. I just started doing this over the last year or so, but there's this one woman named Susan Weed, and she has a number of videos, and she has a website, and she talks about the specifics of this stuff because it gets quite specific. So as far as nettle is very safe, but I have some people out there that want to know about comfrey. Now, I won't show you how to make a comfrey infusion because comfrey is extremely dangerous if you do it wrong. If you use comfrey root, you will poison yourself and die if you use it over an extended period of time. So you have to use comfrey leaf if you were going to do that. But you really should refer to an expert like Susan Weed, not me. I'm not going to show you how to do this. So I'm just going to show you how to do the nettle infusion. And you will notice that as a pre-workout drink, it's pretty good. Especially if you're one of those people that doesn't respond well to caffeine. This is a great drink to increase your blood flow, help replenish and nourish your adrenals and kidneys. So it's a great drink for you to start with anyway, and this is what I started with, and I really like it actually. It's pretty addictive. So making nettle infusions is pretty simple. All you do is you take a jar and you make sure you put it in hot water for a little bit just to make sure it's already pre-warmed up. Otherwise, when you put boiling hot water in there, it'll break on you. So we've broken a few jars here in the beginning stages. So first of all, I'll put hot water on it to warm it up. So what I need is a scale so I can weigh out the nettle. I mean, some of you might be too lazy to do that like me, but anyway, you waste a lot less of the substance that way, or the herb, So basically I have a scale, so I'm going to weigh out 1 ounce, right? So I have a Tupperware container here just so I can pour it in there. Of course, I have to weigh the Tupperware container first to make sure, I'm accounting the weight of the Tupperware container in my measurement. Let's wait for it to reset here. Great, so it's 1.1 basically. And then I just pour about 1 ounce in here. There you go, so that's 2.1. So of course, you want to make sure you seal the bag so that way it doesn't get moisture in there, because you will lose some nutrients and you don't want the herb to spoil, Nettle left in a moist environment will spoil over time, so you want to make sure you seal it up. So here we go, I have 1 ounce of the nettle, right? So it's pretty simple. See, it's nettle leaf, right? So it's all dehydrated, right? So that's the nice part about ordering it in these bags is that you get it dehydrated and already prepared. Otherwise, you have to hang it individually in your house, and it would take quite a bit of work, manually speaking. So it's kind of nice to do this way. So I already have, my jar preheated, so it's nice and warm, right? So then I put the nettle in. Then I have a spoon to stir it around. And then I just have to wait for the water to boil. Great. So now that the water's boiling, I just add the water in. Simple stuff. I just sometimes like the simple tutorials on YouTube, so that's why I go through each step, but I'm sure that most of you can figure out how to do all this stuff by yourself. But anyway, yeah, you just fill it up all the way to the top. Enough so that it doesn't spill over, but you don't want any air between that and the lid. You want to make sure that all the nettle is getting soaked, right? So the nutrition is coming from all of it. So I'm just making sure all the nettle is in the water here. That it's all moist, There you go. Great. What I do is I just seal the jar so you'll get a little bit of spillover sometimes. And that's it. So here we go, here's the nettle. So you just leave it sit for 4 hours or overnight, and then you strain it from there. Now that I've finished making the infusion, I'll let it sit for 4 hours or overnight, and then I'll strain it the next day. So I'm going to show you some footage of me straining a different infusion that I made the other day, but the principle is exactly the same, so I'll show that to you now. So all you do is pour the infusion into a container, into the strainer itself actually, as the strainer is sitting in the container. And of course that container was a little bit too small, so I kind of spilled a little bit earlier, and that's why I have another container off to the side where I poured in most of the infusion already and already strained most of it. But yeah, I'm just showing you here. You just put it in there with a spoon. Pretty simple stuff, really. And then what you do is you pack it down. You make sure that you push it down so you get all the liquid out, so you're getting all the nutrients out of the herb, because that's the most important thing. This stuff is really dense, you know, the nutrition you get from this. So you just want to be pretty thorough so you get most of the liquid out, and that's about it. Great, so I hope you enjoy using infusions in your training program and use them as pre-workouts or whatever way you choose. A lot of times I just put mine together in a drink, like, you know, just have it before the gym, or sometimes I'll put it in a protein shake itself, or just in a bottle, like a shaker bottle, and drink it when I'm at the gym. And I'll usually sweeten it with stevia or something. Here's an organic stevia here that is, you know, pure stevia, all natural. There's no extra other stuff added. You know, I know there's some stevia / chemical sort of things on the market, right? So that's why I always choose to use this one. Well, thanks for watching, and good luck with using infusions in your training program. It's pretty good stuff, actually. I think you'll probably get pretty addicted to this.